I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're probably approaching weight loss all wrong. Let me tell you why. I think everyone knows that they should be moving more and eating healthier to get in shape. But what I find most people don't understand is why they aren't doing it already, or why it hasn't become a habit for them. And that's what I want to provide solutions to and more of an understanding of in this video. But let me first clear up and just sort of demystify fat loss, just to clear up any confusion. It's really simple. Two things need to happen in the body for fat loss to occur. You need to have low blood lipids and low blood glucose, right? And that happens from having gaps in your eating, experiencing a little bit of hunger, and achieving a caloric deficit. Okay, and then with those low blood lipids and glucose, you can oxidize them and use them for energy to store in the mitochondria. And we do that through activity or exercise. Okay, that's it. Super simple, right? So it doesn't really matter what your strategy is. It doesn't matter what your diet is or what your training program is, as long as it achieves those two things. Right? And generally most diets, really any diet you pick, any program that you pick, if you stick to it long enough, which if it's sustainable, that's going to make it easier. But if you stick to it long enough and you don't stop, you're going to get there. You're going to get the desired result. Okay? So it really is about dropping the perfectionist mentality. I think that gets a lot of people in trouble, right? And just sort of giving yourself permission to say, right, okay, as long as I keep moving forward in the right direction for a long enough period of time, I'm going to get there. Okay? And what does everyone do instead of that, right? They obsess or focus way too much on which diet to choose, right? Which strategy to choose, or if there's a shortcut to get there. Right? Now, if you're watching my videos, I'm not going to insult your intelligence by telling you that I've got some secret new way to eat or some secret celebrity training protocol that's been kept from the public. I'm going to guess and say that you know that's complete bullshit. And again, what most people understand is what to do. Right? It's more of the why they aren't doing it already, or why it hasn't become long-term and consistent. Okay? And that has everything to do with behavior change, habit formation, faulty thinking, and controlling your environment to make it as easy as possible to do all of those things. That's a totally different way of thinking and approaching your goals of getting healthier and getting in shape than focusing on just like being super disciplined and focusing on the best possible strategy. Okay? And look, there is a lot of conflicting information out there, and it can be really confusing, right? Most diets, most weight loss programs completely miss the mark when it comes to lasting results. Just about any of them will give you a desirable result by the end of it. But that is a result for a single moment in time. And that doesn't reflect the long-term internal changes that need to happen to sustain that result, right? So instead of focusing on which diet to choose, or thinking that you're broken because you lack discipline and you can't stick with these crash diets long enough, right? And you end up winding up right back where you started. I want to invite you to shift your thinking towards focusing on the fundamentals of what it takes to have effective behavior change, have a shift in mindset, hacking your environment, and really focusing on the deeper meaning of why you want to lose weight in the first place. That's what's going to keep you committed. Okay, that's what's going to get you through that necessary trial and terror period. That's a prerequisite for that long-term sustainability. You have to push through that point, right? And that takes a lot of commitment and getting focused on why you want to do it, right? And you do that so that eventually you can hop on that habit train and sit back and really enjoy the fruits of all of your hard work. That's the goal, right? And that's another thing too. Most people underestimate what it takes to get there, to really transform, to get to a place where they can just maintain, and it's an enjoyable process that's more unconscious and just kind of done with ease, right? That's a total shift in identity, right? That takes a lot of work. When reviewing before and afters with clients, like I hear this all the time, right? They're like, I don't even recognize that guy in that before picture. And that's got a lot less to do with the way that they look physically. And it's got everything to do with how they think and how they act and how they feel about themselves. And here's the thing, once you get to that point, things get really easy and fun and enjoyable. So most people underestimate what it takes to get to that point. But also what's true is most people overestimate what it takes to maintain once you get there. And I'm telling you, that is a really cool place to be. I hope that you're taking something from this one and that you can achieve that for yourself one day. On your side, Taylor.